All right, folks. It's been a long off season. We got our preview, our season preview in. Now we're into week two. I can't believe it's 2 weeks into the league already. We're going to be reviewing both leagues, looking into who's ahead, who's behind, and kind of like who we're surprised at where they're at. And then maybe we'll recap a little bit with some players that we're surprised with in general. So Jay, how we doing?
We're doing good. Like you said, week two football already, kind of wild. Football Sunday is definitely a big thing for me and my friends up here. So we hosted some people yesterday, so really good time. Honestly, it's a blast. We were saying how we're starting to get outnumbered by kids yesterday. Four kids in this house yesterday, just
That's the
insane.
dream.
It's
That's the
literally
dream.
so wild.
What's the age range?
Uh, The
Like all
oldest is
newborns?
the oldest is turning 3 in
Oh yeah.
January.
Oh yeah.
So just insane. But football's back and we're trying to get them to love football as much as we love football. So that's always the goal. And
Hmm.
there's no better way to do that on a Sunday, you know what I mean?
Oh, I hear you.
But yes, let's dive into the leagues. Let's see what's kind of happening. Let's start off with some Sunday Funday. Don't really think there is too much surprise here, to be honest. Just looking at the standings, so obviously there's still Monday Night Football going on right now, so we'll get the final standings later tonight of week two. But starting off strong with Berto. He had the highest week yesterday, so obviously he's at number one. Mac and Corey holding strong where they're supposed to be. Bash Bros, your team, new team IR, and then yeah, everybody else just kind of took that L. So it's definitely a recap. Let's see what kind of happened here. Week one. So you beat me week one. Did you know? I'm not sure if you saw this. If I actually started Justin Fields, I would have beat you last week.
I did see that, but
Isn't that
he's
crazy?
trash. He's trash.
Yeah. Well, after last week, or not even last week,
This week.
yesterday, and now he has concussion. So hate to see
Yeah.
it. Berto absolutely crushing Santana. But we're not shocked there. We were kind of saying Santana is one of the weaker teams. Um, low scoring here. 96-95 for the lead brothers versus Samala. Hate to see that. Samala definitely made some moves this offseason. So starting off 0-1, and then you're going to see next week he's actually going to be starting off 0-2, which is pretty tough. That's a tough pill to swallow for someone who had some playoff aspirations. Bash Bros doing his thing against KP's team. Probably the weakest team, maybe, but we'll see on the week two again. And then Mac just crushing Alexis. That was not close at all. And then let's go to week two to kind of see who's going to be going 2-0. So Berto crushed me 147 to 88. That's going to be an automatic win. So he's going to be 2-0. You're going to be 2-0 versus Santana. Love to see that. Those, once again, you and Burrow's team were some teams that we were definitely very high on. This is kind of the what I was just talking about with Samala. He is going to be starting off the season 0-2. He is locked in at 139. Alexis coming back strong with a win. So these two teams are going to be 1-1. So new team IR and then Alexis's team definitely should be fighting for this 4, 5, 6 seed as the season kind of goes on. So I'd like to see that be 1-1. And then same thing with Bash Bros, probably going to be this 4, 5 seed. And then Mac starting off 2-0 and putting up 198. Pretty impressive stuff right there. So
Yeah.
we'll also be 2-0. So we got you're going to be 2-0. Mac and Corey's going to be 2-0, and Burrow's going to be 2-0. And those are the three teams that we were literally just talking about 2 weeks ago as the top three teams. So, no surprise here. Anything to kind of add here? Anything you want to take a deep dive in?
I just hate that there's two Monday night games. Like, what are we doing?
We really don't know. They don't know what they're doing. I don't really get it either. But they only do it like once or twice a
Yeah,
season.
they're trying to maximize TV time and they're kind of testing things out, but like 10 p.m. start
10
on the
p.m.
East
But
Coast?
you also have to think exactly. But there's other coasts out there, and
I know, I get it. I really do get it, but like you're literally losing a
Oh,
good portion of your audience.
there's no way. I might watch a snap of that game, honestly, maybe.
I'm a
But
full degenerate in the NFL season. I might not go to sleep tonight.
I've
And
been
I'm a school teacher and I'm a football coach. So I've just given up on sleep.
There's no way. I can't do it. But such an awesome matchup though. Raiders versus Chargers, like Ashton Gentry
Two,
versus Marion Hampton. Like that's super cool,
yeah,
you know?
there's two young teams that kind of keep getting written off every single year, and they're both making a push. I mean,
I
obviously
like
it's early in the season, but they're both looking good at the beginning of the season.
I like the Chargers. I've always said Geno Smith's always been super underrated. Um,
Yeah,
no,
Gino's definitely
I
come
don't think
back.
they look too crazy against the pass last week, but I think the Chargers are gonna smash. I
Yeah,
think
you look at my team. You think I got a chance at the highest point this week? I got
oh,
three
you have
guys.
193 projected. Let's take a look at that. Who
I
do you
got
still have to
Lad.
play?
I got uh Jacoby. Wait, I thought I had another person. Oh yeah, I do. I have Genty.
Ah, okay, so you have three people. So
Yeah,
you're 145 and 198. So what is that?
dude, I didn't
53,
realize London had
53
such a bad
points.
game. That shoulder must have really been bothering him.
Did you
He was
watch
getting
that game?
shadow coverage
You
too,
watched
right?
that game yesterday? They
I didn't catch it in time. I
the
was
the Falcons literally just ran the ball the entire time. It was incredible.
I didn't need to
Deshaun
throw,
had
huh?
so many touches, but they could just not put it in the end zone. It was ridiculous. But they were running
Yeah.
all over. They were running all over the Vikings. Like they were
Well, yeah,
pounding them.
to get on track here, like Drake London bothers me, but um I'm not surprised by the layout. I think the layout kind of makes sense. Um in terms of like the rankings and where everybody currently is. Are you surprised by anybody's position at this time?
Not really. I mean, I think if there's something to kind of note here, like KP did get a win over Samala. I mean, let's take a little deep look into this because this team is not supposed to be good. Catching a win early definitely hurts for the one-on-one journey, but that's okay. Wow, Roma Dunze. So Roma Dunze was definitely someone who I was not very high on at all this season.
Oh, Romo Deans is my
Um,
boy.
and he is doing it for sure.
You're my boy, Blue.
Daniel Jones, love that for him. Daniel Jones, seriously, he's playing good football. Beat the
It's
Broncos
wild.
yesterday. I know the Broncos were kind of bailed out by that whole um kicking penalty. So they
Yeah.
missed the game winning, then they made it. So, but still ridiculous. Like they're keeping up with the Broncos, but or maybe the Broncos are not that good because they also had a close game against the Titans last week. So, kind of
Yeah.
like gauging it right there, honestly. But very interesting here. You would think you would start Aaron Rodgers, honestly. So what about you? Would you do Aaron? So these three quarterbacks, Sam Darnold, Michael Penix, and Aaron Rodgers, where do you kind of rank those three?
I
And
mean,
your
after week one, I would have put him above Darnold.
so I mean the right play was Aaron Rodgers and Darnold and sitting Michael Penix.
Yeah, that is weird. But I would have like just knowing me, I would have played Penix and Rodgers. I would have said Penix is my
And that would
rushing
have
option, and I
that
would
would
have
have
said
got
Aaron Rodgers is my high touchdown option.
that would have gotten him the win, maybe, assuming who really what happens with Jaden Higgins and Trey Harris. So interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Somala's team 0-2, definitely not the hottest start. Ridley, two rough matchups, so hopefully he can kind of pick it up. Sam Laporta, we'll see really what happens there. I feel like I've been out on Sam Laporta this season just because he's no longer that second option. JMO getting that contract extension and just like getting more targets. You always want to target tight ends who are going to be either the one or two in their offense.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That
agree.
is what you want to do. And it's like
Yep.
Sam Laporta is a really cool name. Obviously tight end 1, 2 seasons ago, but things change. And I'm not saying he's not someone that you want to own, but he can definitely be a little bit unreliable. And then BTJ, I was just talking to a couple of my friends about this yesterday. Like, what are your thoughts on BTJ, Brownie? What are your thoughts?
I honestly, I mean, he's still himself. I just my thoughts on Brian Thomas is that the team needs to develop together. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be a second half of the season kind of guy. I think Trevor Lawrence needs to get used to having these two weapons. And the team identity is on the ground right now. So, you know, as the team matures and gets used to each other, they're going to be fine. He's not going to be what he was last year in terms of like this league winning guy, but he's going to be a fine
Well,
wide receiver.
you gotta hope he is though. You do.
I mean,
12
I'm saying
targets is
like the
pretty.
rest of his career, he's going to be fine. But this year, I think he's going to be a low end wide receiver two. At the end of the season, he'll be a high end wide receiver two, low end wide receiver one. But you're going to have to like go through the lumps right now while the team is trying to figure out their identity with these two freak wide receivers and really Trevor Lawrence
And like truly trying to
getting
figure out
confident.
where Travis Hunter even fits in this like offense. Obviously, he hasn't been. I don't know. I feel like he's been getting a lot of a line of scrimmage throws and
Yeah.
like that is like
Yeah.
really his game. But I don't know. I would like to see him be utilized in I don't know, more creative way.
Yeah.
Especially with Liam Cohen kind of leading that offense. But
I just think
overall,
that they're like barely dipping into the playbook of them. And I think that when you look at last year, Brian Thomas got a lot of his points from Mac Jones, you know? So we can't underestimate the fact that Mac Jones just loves to pepper his number one target. So, Trevor Lawrence is a different quarterback, and I think he's getting better. I do. I just
also Mac Jones isn't bad because look, he won this week.
He's not he never was bad. He just Bill Belichick's really not a quarterback maker. Bill Belichick happened to get Tom Brady. Like that's when I look at that, the history of the Patriots, I don't see Bill Belichick's name written all over it. I see Bill Belichick's name written on the defense and I see Tom Brady's name written on the offense.
And
I
yeah,
don't think I don't think he developed Tom Brady. I don't think that,
I think Tom Brady developed himself.
yeah, I think he's just a
But
go-getter.
the defense was always superior, and
Oh
there's
yeah, no, I
about
mean
that.
Belichick's definitely a heck of a DC. He just happened to get some good quarterbacks while he was there in terms of Bledsoe and Tom, and it
Yeah.
was just a marriage meant to
Let's
be.
let's do one more matchup. Let's do this one. I feel like this is interesting. Let's do the new Team IR. So the Lead brothers and Alexis. I feel like this is a last matchup, and then we can definitely kind of move on from here. But um, oh, this is a good one. Joe Burrow. That stinks.
Devastating.
He's out for 3 months, aka he's out for the season. If the Bengals are not in playoff contention, they're just gonna sit him, and that stinks. This is gonna be the third season in Joe Burrow's career that he's gonna miss the majority of the season. Like,
Yeah,
so what is he? Probably quarterback like five in like startup drafts. Like,
yeah.
you're starting to kind of get a little bit of an injury concern here. Like once again, the third season in his sixth season, I believe, half his seasons. Like, what are your thoughts on that like situation? Like,
Well,
it's
what
so
stinks is
killer.
Yeah, what stinks is like this is so every other year that he's dealt with injuries, it was always like the preseason hindering the beginning of the year. So you came in this year and you were like, "Oh, sweet. He's finally healthy in the preseason.
And he
We're going to do
played in the
this thing the right
preseason.
way." And then they paid everybody. They paid T. Higgins. They paid Chase. He got paid. The running backs got paid. So it's like yeah, it's just a shame. I don't know if you saw on ESPN, they were like, is this going to be an Andrew Luck situation where like the offensive line just couldn't protect him and we see an early retirement? I don't think that's going to happen. I think Joe Burrow is just a different human being.
That
Um,
would be wild.
but yeah, my thoughts are this. They have everybody paid. They need next year to just fully focus on offensive line.
And
They have their runner of the future. They have all three of their pass catchers of the future. They have their quarterback. They need to protect this guy. They just do. They do. And turf toe sucks. Like a lot of people talk crap about
well, because it sounds like such a it
when you
sounds like
hear
such a
toe and you
small
go, bro, cut
injury.
it off.
It's
Like
like
it's
no,
fine.
but it's serious. Turf toe
It's
is
your big toe and
yes.
your big toe's ability to press into the ground. If you can't press into the ground, you can't do anything. You can't throw, you can't run, you can't change direction.
It's
It's quite concerning. I mean, a lot of people talk about these athletes that are injury prone, Saquon Barkley, CMC, blah blah blah. But like Joe Burrow's legitimately what, 4 years in a row of
yeah.
like
I mean,
significant missed time. Like you are drafting this guy as the QB5 or better, and you just don't
it
have him.
was so last year he was good to go, but the year before that he had that like wrist injury.
Yeah.
And then the year before that, that's where he like had his first full season. Then his rookie
Yeah.
year, he tore his ACL. So it's every
Well,
other
I'll tell you, I'm thanking my lucky stars because I almost traded with these guys, and
for
if I
Big Joe
did
Burrow.
that, yeah, if I did that, I'd be in a pretty rough spot right
But
now.
so going back to like the team and everything, so but this team is actually very fortunate because they have Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, and CJ Stroud. So while this is definitely like a big loss, you're gonna be okay. You have CJ Stroud and Jordan Love. I know CJ
Yeah,
Stroud's not doing like the craziest thing in the world right now,
yeah.
but he's gonna bounce back. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be putting up. Maybe he's not going to be like a top 12 QB, but he's definitely going to be top 15. Like that is for sure. Like I would
He
mark him
has the QB
down.
depth enough where his team won't bomb. But the question is, will it be strong enough to make the playoffs without Joe
So
Burrow?
that's just kind of my question for you with both of these teams. Like, all right, we've gone through 2 weeks here. Let's take a deep dive through these. Like, are you as someone who's a top three team, are you kind of like threatened by this team? Like Bucky Irving, I don't know. I never really knew how I felt about Bucky Irving coming this season. I don't have him anywhere, so I feel like I don't care for him in that like type of way. Um, just like I don't know, but I'm a big fan of the Bucks offense, but I think I'm more of like a passing Bucks type of a guy versus like the rushing game. Um,
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift, someone who I was highly on this season, and he's doing okay. Um, uh, Kind of like looking at him and what he's done these past two games. 9 points and 13 points. So definitely actually not the best, but hey, you're getting double digit carries, some targets here. So you're seeing about 15 touches, 22 touches there. So 17 touches per game, which is something I'm okay with. Justin Jefferson with JJ McCarthy. Now he is also out for a couple weeks, but is that really a bad thing? Who knows? Because
Who's out for a couple weeks?
JJ McCarthy,
What did he do? I didn't hear that.
ankle injury.
So what, like a high or a low?
I don't know. I didn't finish that game last night. So I don't
Yeah,
even
I
know how
didn't
I got
watch it
injured,
at
but I
all.
saw ankle injury, but he's out for 4 weeks. And Carson
Wow.
Wentz is the backup in Minnesota.
Wentz will sling the rock.
Oh,
He'll
for
throw
sure.
some picks, but he'll sling the rock.
Absolutely. Tyreek
I think
Hill.
both of these teams have good names, but unfortunately, those good names are finding themselves in rough situations. Like
Like
Cortland Sutton's underperforming. Evan Ingram,
Cornerstone had a
was
good game last
underperforming.
good game last week. This was a
No, but what I'm saying is like this is just who I am, and maybe that's why I don't win championships. But for me, I want to know the number that I'm getting every week. I'd rather have a guy that scores 15 every single week than a guy that can score 20 and then two. You know what I mean? So
so you play safe and not for upside.
I play safe. I mean, I get the idea of having like one or two upside guys amongst your entire starting lineup. Like that, I understand. But when I look here, I look and I see like James Conner can get shut down. Nico Collins got shut down this week, and he's working this week to get some points, but he's still only at 9. Evan Ingram is a true
Only
all or
one
nothing
catch.
tight end.
That's crazy.
Um, like Brown, he's an all or nothing kind of guy. Waddle is an all or nothing kind of guy. Like there's actually in my mind when I look at this team, this could be the team that scores 250 points, or it could be the team that loses 4 weeks in a row because the guys are just inconsistent. I would say of these two teams, I'm more intimidated by Corey's. Um,
Yeah.
but if
Why do you
you're the
say
kind
that?
of guy who's like big game, low game, then yeah, Lexi's team is
What Lexus needs to do, he needs to start Jawan Johnson. I don't understand how he's not starting Jawan Johnson after the week last week. I hope he listens to this and he is starting Jawan Johnson next week. Because if he goes another week without starting Jawan Johnson, that is literally a crime. That actually is
negligence.
That's insane. Like, what are we doing? He has so many
Negligence.
targets. You're playing. He played Evan Ingram, who was hurt. That is, you're not paying attention. You need to be better.
Negligence.
You need to be better.
Well, he
I
got lucky. He got lucky.
I have to say, I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm more like I think I'd like I don't know. I feel like I like Alexis's team a little more. Maybe not. I don't know. It's
I mean,
kind of close
so
to
what
me.
I'm saying is they both have good names. I just don't see the week in, week out. I'm gonna be, I mean, they're
I
both
feel
gonna be 140 to
yeah.
150 point scorers, but obviously this week. Jared Goff goes off with the 44 points. Jamar
Yeah.
Chase goes off with, nearly 40 points. But other than that, I mean, he's got Trevor Lawrence, at a regular QB2 kind of score, 20 to 25. But there's a lot of misses, like a lot of misses.
Yeah, really? You're
You
not
know?
wrong. There really is like a lot of misses. He got
If you don't have that 44 by Goff and you don't have that 36 by Chase,
a lot
I mean, he
closer.
loses this game.
Yeah. But those are two solid teams to kind of be monitoring. Obviously, you, Berto, Matt going to be top three. And I think what's really going to be happening is just going to be these three teams. Like, let's see what's going to happen and if there's going to be any surprises.
Yeah.
All right. And anything here to say about anyone else's team? I feel like for battle for the 101 right now is me, Samala, and Santana. But Santana doesn't even have his own pick because he sold it for Dak Prescott, which we'll never understand. But hey, you make mistakes sometimes. So,
You live and you learn.
big mistake to make.
You live and you learn.
So I'm happy. I don't really want to win. I'm happy. But if anyone wants some players, I've been putting people on the trade block. I got so you see it, Russell Wilson, you need a QB. You went off. J.K. Dobbins, Zach Ertz. It's a great time, you know. Let's sell some players. But all right, any final words about Sunday Funday?
No, no, I think it's kind of where it's supposed to be, and we're not really going to be surprised until like week 5 or 6 when a couple of the tougher matchups
Yeah,
um,
we'll be back in
come to
2 weeks,
town.
so we'll see if anything changes from there. But I really don't think anything's gonna change in two
Well,
weeks.
I mean, like if you just look next week, like it's me versus Berto, so it's going to be two and O teams.
Is it?
Um,
Oh, look, I faced Santana, the battle for the 101. Look at that. Look at
yeah,
that.
and then you have the Bash Bros and Samala,
This is
150 to 160. That's kind of good
this is huge.
projections.
This is huge for Samal. Big week for Samal. He needs to get that dub. He needs it.
Yeah, yeah, it'll be tough. But the other matchups are kind of lopsided. You have a tight one, but that's a pretty big one next week. So I think by the time we get to week 5, some of the bigger matchups will occur, and we'll kind of get a better understanding of whose teams truly at the top, what are the true top three, and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, right now it seems like it's supposed to. So let's head over to the other league.
Yes, sir. All right, Farmer Brown and friends. So let's go to week one here and let's look at the standings. This the text group chat of this league last week was so funny. I love how Hangley had the most spot on comment when he's like, "I'm just going to not care about my team for 2 years and then magically become good," because that's honestly kind of what Sean did. It's so funny.
Yeah,
But we were talking about Sean 2 weeks ago. He has literally hit on so many of his draft picks. It's like incredible.
yeah,
This is a squad, and I'm happy that he's about it. Like Sean being good for the league is good, honestly. So I'm a fan, and let's get into it. But um, uh, big matchup between me and Ben last week. Ben definitely a team that is supposed to be very high up there. So I was able to get that dub. Once again, Sean, most points in the league for last week with 195. Very respectful. This was kind of the shocker of the week for me personally. Frankie's team kind of blowing up, but you did have that Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers type of QB situation there. So that kind of makes sense. And I feel like you have never really been too high on my brother's team, and like my brother's team's kind of like okay. We'll see there. You catching that dub, very close with Pat though. 10 points, 10
yeah.
points.
My team never really pulled away. Patrick's team overperformed, my team underperformed, but luckily the gap was still long enough to
Yeah.
hold it.
Jose with
This week
a
is more indicative of what my team is capable of doing.
yeah, we'll see. Um, uh, so we have Jose catching a win over the former back-to-back champ, and then we have Hangley
Which
beating
is huge,
Walker.
by the way. Like
Yeah,
Jose taking that win is huge because he's having a freaking explosive week this week.
and then let's
Like I
go
think he's
off.
gonna be the high point scorer this week.
Yeah, let's go to. Is he going to be the high point scorer? Well, we'll get into it.
Oh no, Ben's got him right now by 1 point. So no, he's the second
We
highest.
got we got me versus you. You're currently up by what is that, 25 points? So just need
Oh
Nico
no, he's definitely
Collins.
going to be the highest point scorer. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
He's
you're
still got a
good.
quarterback and a wide receiver, and he's at 181. He's going to be the highest point scorer.
Jose?
No, not Jose, Mike.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
saying
actually.
Jose did a good thing for everybody by getting Mikey a loss because this is what his team's really capable of.
Yeah, because of that line stack, honestly.
Dude, this
Um,
it is literally the Lion stack that has got
it's
him two rings.
it's actually insane.
Amazing.
It's hey, it works out, works out.
It's the old this
Um,
old Brady Gronk stack.
So going on back to week two, Frankie's team. This is how I expect Frankie's team to be. Around these type of pointage. So last week, I feel like it's a little bit of a fluke, but we'll kind of see what happens. Jack's team, gonna probably catch the dub. Who's he still have left? I think he has Genty and Omar and Hampton. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a win. Um,
yeah.
wow, Sean's team putting up a little of a stinker here. I didn't see that.
He's still got some guys to go, so he's got time.
Herbert, Bucky, and Ladd, I'm pretty sure. And he played
No,
it.
not Lad
No,
Bowers.
you have Ladd, do you?
Yeah,
No,
he's
no, Ladd is
Bowers.
Ladd is Mikey's team actually.
He's got
His,
Bauer and Herbert.
yeah. So
I mean,
and
that's 40 points,
still
easy.
and Buka still to go here. So we'll see if Mike Miro can sneak out a win here, but would be a big morale boost 2-0 win for Sean. Ben back in action here. It's exactly where you kind of expect him to be, putting up this amount of points. And he's going to get his first win over Pat. Pat 0-2. It's exactly where he wants to be as well. Getting that 101 pick coming up for next year. Hangley versus Jose. This is a tight one right here.
Hmm.
So who do we have left here? We
Are
got
they
Keenan
playing right
Allen
now?
versus Jacoby Myers and CJ Stroud. So CJ Stroud's obviously gonna be doing a little something more. So CJ Stroud, Jacoby Myers versus Keenan Allen, and he's up by 3 points. I feel like this is a Hangley dub in my mind. So
Yeah.
that would be shocking if it's not. And then wow, Noah really, that's a big blow for Noah. I feel like his team is definitely has not also been best, and he has Joe Burrow, so see you later. He does have Cam Ward to replace him, but Cam Ward has not really been doing anything spectacular, to be honest. But going to Mikey's
Yeah.
team, this line stack, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and then J-Mo. So just going absolutely insane. And that's what you do when you're a champ, man. Like, if that's the recipe for success that he needs, then I guess that's what he needs. So good for him, honestly.
Ken Walker is surprising to me. I didn't think he's gonna just keep dominating the way he is, but
Yeah, he's definitely someone I've kind of just been out on overall, but hey, I'm
yeah, me
happy
too.
that he kind of just, actually decided to be a running back and Charbonnet did terrible. I think he had like 10 rushes for like 15 yards versus last week
Hmm.
when he out rushed him. So very
Hmm.
kind of like interesting to kind of see. But so we're looking here. So you're about to be 2-0. Maybe Sean's about to be 2-0.
Kyle's gonna be 2 and
Angley's
0.
going to be 2-0. And that's it. Those are the 2-0 teams kind of that's kind of happening here. So,
Yeah, I feel
uh,
like there were good matchups, like tough matchups in the
nice.
first 2 weeks.
This league is good. This league is just we're battling, man. I mean,
It's tight
what
races.
I feel like it's just really Pat. Pat is on the outs. I feel like
But
Noah's
that might
team,
be good for him. That might
yeah,
get him
no,
ahead
for sure. Kenny
while
wants to
no
be on
one
the
else
outs.
is rebuilding, you know?
I feel like Noah's team, I feel like he has to make a decision on like what's really going to be going on. Losing Joe Burrow is definitely not what you want to see, but he does have some really interesting running backs on, what do you want to do? So, I mean, we're going to be talking about Travis Etienne a little bit later, just someone that I'm like been super impressed with. And they traded Tank Bigsby. Travis Etienne is back into the game. Um, had 2 big weeks and but the problem is like is Travis Etienne going to be re-signed by this team? Like that is what do you want him to be re-signed by the team or do you want him to walk? I feel like you always want the running back to go back to the original team, honestly. So
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying to yourself, man, do we want him or do we don't want him? You want him because every single year you're just looking for who you can when you can. You just worry about next year, next year. You know what I mean? Like if you're saying, hey, I don't want to trade for this guy because next year he might not be the same running back he is, he's still going to be a running back. He's still going to be an option. He's probably going to be a number two guy, if not a number one guy, depending on where he goes. So, when I look at running backs, it's really a year to year thing. When I'm trading for wide receivers, I'm taking my time. But when it comes to like running backs and tight ends, it's a year to year thing. Like I just got to fill a gap when I can.
Yeah,
And quarterbacks and wide receivers are a little bit more of like that deeper scope, that further projection.
yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see. So, what would you buy Travis Etienne for right now if you were selling or buying a
If I'm
first?
selling ETN, I'm looking for like one and a little.
Yes, I would say. I
Like
feel like
one
one
and a
point. I
three.
feel like 1.5 is like generous.
Oh,
Um,
that's generous. If you get a one and a two or like a one and a couple
but
of threes,
I'm
that's pretty
I'm
legit.
on your track with a 1 and a 3. I feel like that is if
Yeah.
that's something that you're looking to do, then boom, boom, you know.
Yeah.
Well, good for Noah for, putting up a good week. Obviously, I know you're a Giants fan. That game yesterday was insane. It was
But
literally
I mean, listen,
so
I'd rather
wild.
watch good football and
Yes,
lose than watch bad football and win.
yes.
Like
It was
I don't mind
incredible.
winning or losing. I just want to watch good football for the first time
Yes.
in what seems like 3 years.
But that that Hail Mary from Russ to Malik Neighbors, the one to put them ahead before they went into
Quite nice.
before they kicked before also this Brandon Aubrey guy just kicking 60, 70-yard field goals like it's his job and it is his job, but it's insane.
They
But
train him hard in the international soccer
it's
leagues, you know.
just so crazy. That was a wonderful game. Obviously I
It
was saying
was.
to like the people who came over yesterday, but the 1 p.m. slate, I don't know if you were watching Red Zone, but the 1 p.m. slate was incredible yesterday. Like that
Well,
was
there was extra games too.
it
Like
was
that
just
was a very full 1 p.m. slate.
it was just but everything was so close besides the worst game was the
Yeah.
Jets game, obviously, but like everything was so close. It was literally some beautiful football yesterday, and it made me
Yeah.
so excited. Like I was like, I feel like last week was kind of disappointing. I feel like it was
It was a lot nicer than week one, definitely.
yes. Week two was some beautiful, beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful
we
games.
got the rust. We got the rust out of the joints from week
Yeah.
one. Week two was nice.
All right. What team do you want to look at? I feel like we owe Hangley a little review. He's like review.
Yeah, we can give Kyle a little shout
Let's
out.
give let's
He was
give
a little
let's give
upset.
Hangley. He's about to be 2-0. Why not shout him out, you know? At least he's got Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry stinks. Well, it
I
doesn't
mean, that
stink.
won't
It
happen
stinks.
again.
It stinks that this happened, but I feel like that's kind of like what you get with him a little bit because obviously he doesn't get receptions. So you're
Yeah.
really leaning on him being Derrick Henry. And this is going to be his worst performance of the year for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Which is a bummer because, like, when he comes out and has that 200 something yards in week one, I'm like, dude, this guy's breaking 2K
Dude, he's
easy.
insane. I was literally saying, I was like, why is this guy not the 101 in redraft leagues? Like, why is he not? Like, why is he always so disrespected? Seriously,
He's
why?
old as heck. How
It's
old is he? Is he 33? It's
is
31.
he?
He's
He's got to
31.
be. Is he 31? Yeah, 31.
Yeah. I
Um,
wonder when he turns 32. I wonder if that's soon or I'm
Who knows?
curious.
But he's insane. I really do not understand why this guy is never in the first round. It's so mean. Like he is amazing. He's incredible. J.K. Dobbins, a big surprise for, I knew he was gonna get the touches and he was a late sign too. So they drafted R.J. Harvey. J.K. Dobbins comes out, maybe a month or two later, signs with the team, and he's dominating the snaps on this backfield. So it's
Yo, Jason,
what,
when were you born?
94,
Yo, when's your birthday?
September 17th.
Yo, this guy's, this guy's born in 1994, January 1994.
That's who?
Derrick Henry.
Wait, so you are older than Derek Henry.
I'm older than Derrick Henry.
So he's
Oh,
only I'm
dude,
his
fantasy
age.
football is crazy,
No, it's
man.
actually so funny that we are old now, and it's like we are talking about players who are so much younger than us.
I've
It's
been playing fantasy
yeah.
football since eighth
I
grade, and
turn my
now I'm
birthday's
like
literally
literally older than
my
some of
birth.
the old. Like I'm calling Derrick Henry old, and I got a full year on him. I'm January 1993. I have a literal 365
Yes,
days.
that's literally so funny. I turned
Oh
31 in two
crap!
days, baby. Woo!
Well, Derrick Henry's going to be 32 by the end of the season. It's
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
and he has one more year on the Ravens. So
Dude,
AJ
so
Brown, I'm really high on AJ Brown this season. What's happening with him is definitely an Eagles problem. I think they are just so content just winning by the run, and At
It's
the
not a
end,
problem.
yeah, exactly. If that's, the goal of an NFL team is to win games. They don't really care what's happening in fantasy. So, but
As long as they give him a touchdown in the Super Bowl, what's
this
the
is going to
matter,
be
right?
interesting. I think this AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill situation is going to really dictate what happens with Hangley's team, honestly. If Tyreek Hill, I really don't even expect Tyreek Hill to even be on this team by the time the season ends. What did I say 2 weeks ago? The Dolphins are an 0-3 start from absolutely imploding. We are now at 0-2. Mike McDaniel is gonna get fired. This team's done.
Oh,
It's over, dude. It's over.
I just hope that doesn't happen to my Giants and Brian Dable. I love Brian Dable.
No, I think they're playing some respectable football. The Dolphins
If
stink.
they won that game,
Oh, yes.
I'd be sitting pretty right now. I'd be like, cool, we're gonna win like 5 games. It's all gonna
Yeah.
be good. Brian Dable's gonna be peachy. But 0-2 is a problem.
This is
It's
a
just
little
a
gross.
problem.
Brendan Strange and Johnny Smith, DJ Moore, I don't know, kind of getting overtaken by Doomsday. Jacoby Myers, oh, he's super underrated. I love that. Let's see who Hangley has on his bench. Ooh, Ramondre Stevenson probably. I'm assuming gonna get a start next week just because of what happened. Horton, ooh, he gets Rashi Rice back a little bit later in life.
I didn't realize Horton is doing all right. I mean, I knew he was people we were talking about.
He had a very great camp, but he caught the first touchdown yesterday and then kind of just disappeared. All right, so he
Yeah.
really has like Rashi Rice. You can play Horton in there. Like he is
Yeah.
going to be on the field. Probably Ramondre Stevenson, but I definitely would avoid this double tight end action here. I would just play one of them. I lean more Jonnu Smith because Arthur Smith just likes tight end, so that would be my play moving forward. But
Yeah.
overall, not a terrible team. I do, once again, we're kind of just talking about CJ Stroud before. I think he's going to be fine. I'm glad CJ Stroud's his QB2, not his QB1. And that's kind of like where I stand on that kind of statement there. So, what about you? Any thoughts on Hangley's team here?
I mean, it's got holes, but he's got good names, so he's just got to hope that the names go well. I think come week 7, week 8, he's got to figure out, can I actually compete with the teams ahead of me? If he can't, he should try to sell off some of his pieces to try to push to the future. Um,
The future is now.
I mean, Hengley's going to get some wins. The question is like, are you going to get enough wins to really utilize Derrick Henry? Are you going to get enough wins to really utilize AJ Brown and Tyreek Hill? Are you going to get enough wins to really utilize DJ Moore? Like these names are all on the elder veteran, side. And
But
if you're not really,
I feel like this team, you got to go for it. Like, what are you going to do? Sell J.K. Dobbins and Derrick Henry too? Like,
yeah, I would.
this team is built to push it though. Like, what are you going to get for them?
I
Draft pick.
mean, if we just look, and I don't mind Kyle's team, I really don't, but we have at least two, maybe three. I don't want to call them juggernauts, but very good teams. If you consider my team, very good, then you also have Ben's, what I consider a juggernaut, and
Ben's
then
team
you
is good.
also have Sean's highly, highly performing youth, and then you have Noah, who just seems to keep getting, you know. So really, there are three juggernauts. It's
You think
Noah, it's
Noah is a
Mike.
juggernaut? Noah is not a juggernaut.
Listen, if he's gonna, I mean, now that he lost Burrow, he's not. But his team is literally sitting pretty to overperform every single week.
No
He's
way.
got names that are all overperforming names right now. And if that trend continues, I think Noah's going to be a top 4 team the rest of the year. And the only time he's going to struggle is when he goes against Ben or Mike. Like my team, I don't even feel very confident going up against Noah. My stars have to align. I have great names, but my stars have to align. Like Laporta, Smith, and Olave and Kelsey are such a drop off
Noah's team's
from.
not a juggernaut. That's all I need to say. That's my comment of the day.
All right, that's fine. I think that
Your team is better than Noah's team.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
Okay.
ETN's going to be a 15-point scorer the rest of the season. I think Cook is going to be a 15-point scorer the rest of the season. I think Malik Neighbors is going to have a hard time scoring less than 18 points every single week. I think Pickens is a 15-point scorer every single week. Tillman, no one wants to talk about Tillman, but he keeps
Tillman is
getting
good flex.
targets. He keeps getting the targets. He's going to be a 15-point scorer every single week. And here's the thing. I think both Carolina running backs are going to end up top 20 running backs. So if he's going to keep tooting in
You
this
mean
flex
Jaguars?
rotation.
Jaguars.
Oh, sorry, what did I say? Panthers?
Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I think the Jaguars running backs, I
Tuen
think both
is an
of them.
interesting play every week.
No, I mean now he is because Tank is gone and because the GM
But
literally
he
said
lost Joe
we
Burrow.
need
Now he
to.
has Tua and Cam Ward. I just don't think that's a recipe for success. You get Jordan Addison back. I don't really know who else.
Yeah,
George
it's definitely a
Kittle.
massive drop off. It's definitely a massive drop off, but he also has
All right, maybe
Kittle.
I'm not respecting Noah's team. George Kittle also in the mix here.
Yeah, he's got
Juggernaut,
people
I don't
coming
know,
back.
but
The Joe Burrow thing definitely hurts him, but when Kittle gets back, and really, I'm so sorry. I could see Malik Neighbors being the 101. I could see him being the best wide receiver in football this year.
hmm,
I really can. I said it, I think, on our preseason thing,
there you have it.
and I really think Malik Neighbors has the talent and he's going to get the targets to be the guy, the number one overall performing wide receiver.
Um, I don't. He gets the targets, and we were talking about him 2 weeks ago, and it's going to be hard for him not to be a literal top five wide receiver. It just
I think it's going to be hard for him to be not a literal top three, if not the number one. I mean, week one, a horrible showing against Washington. He gets 12 targets, of which five he catches for 71 yards. Then in week two, they actually perform as an offense. He gets 13 targets, of which nine are caught for 167 yards and two touchdowns. This guy's going to go, these 30-point games are going to happen four times this year. He's going to have four 30-point games,
And if he's
guaranteed.
just burning DBs for 60-yard touchdowns, I think that's it. Um,
Russell Wilson loves a deep ball. I
he
mean,
does. He's a deep ball specialist. That's his MO.
yeah.
But
So we just gave Kyle some respect. We've talked about a couple different teams.
yeah,
Is there anyone else that you want to specifically call out?
not really, to be honest. I feel like everything is kind of just this is a good league. I'm excited to talk about this league again in 2 weeks, to be honest. I'm gonna then see where we're gonna be at.
Week four or five will be definitely very intriguing. To jump into the next segment, my for me, not so surprised player, but probably for everybody else, I love Jacoby Myers. I love him. I've loved him for a long
You've
time.
always loved
Every
Jacoby
year
Myers.
I've ever owned him, he gets better and better and better. And now they're finally giving him some respect, over in the Raiders as like the number one receiver. I know he was like kind of asking for a trade because, he thought maybe he
Yeah,
wasn't going to be
no
getting the
contract
targets,
though.
but Geno Smith will find him. Geno Smith will get him the ball. He will be a 15-point scorer week in and week out. He is the epitome of consistency. He is the kind of player that I love. He's the wide receiver too I want on my team. So Kyle, if your team implodes, give me a call.
My names, I kind of already brought them up, but I do love Travis Etienne. I think the Jaguars, a lot of talk in the preseason about Tank Bigsby to in, kind of like overtaking them. But if you trade Tank Bigsby after week one, they really just committed to Etienne, which I love.
Yeah.
Etienne 2 seasons ago, what was he like running back six? Last season had a really, really, really down season, very inefficient with his runs. And honestly, just didn't really look a good player, but it looks like things are back. I think he was running back three last week, and I think he was running back six or something like that this week.
Yeah.
That's amazing, and
Yeah.
he's someone that
Absolute
if
flip.
you held, you were hyped up, and if you sold for a low because he was probably going for around a second like this off season if you were like completely done with him. So if you held, you are a very, very, very happy person, honestly.
I'll
So
tell you this. I traded for him because it was a light trade. I got him for pennies on the dollar about a year ago in one of my leagues, and
in most of your leagues,
he might end up literally saving my league this year. So no, I wasn't trying to hold him. In fact, I was trying to offload him, and I'm glad it never happened. I'm glad nobody took the bait that I was trying to dangle out there, and I'm going to be
dude.
using him all year long.
Oh, he's an auto start. He needs to
Yeah,
start.
he's locked in.
He is literally locked in. But awesome. Well, can't wait for another 2 weeks of some football before we talk about some more stuff. But anything else? about some players.
No, no, it's still really early in the season. There's some people who need to break out because they haven't really gotten there yet. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on the Bengals. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on
Hmm.
some of these teams with like early season injuries.
Yeah, we got
With
it.
the
And I don't know if
Niners,
we didn't say this, but Jay and Daniels also knee
yeah, a
sprain.
little bit
So
tweaked. Yeah,
so it's going to be interesting. Quarterback's going down, but
yeah,
I feel like besides that, there hasn't really been, besides quarterbacks, there hasn't really been a significant injury. Drake London with this whole shoulder thing, but he
yeah.
wasn't really utilized yesterday. But I don't think
Yeah,
that,
was it that he was injured and they didn't toss him the
yeah,
ball, or
I
was
feel
it
like they were
that
just
they
running the
just were
ball.
running
They were just
and
happy about running the ball. So I feel like
yeah,
last week, this week, yesterday was not a good indicator of like what's actually happening with Drake London,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah,
But besides that, I don't know. Not, I really feel like there's not really significant injuries besides the whole quarterback thing. Justin Fields, concussion. Joe Burrow
yeah.
probably out for the season. Jane Daniels, we'll see if he's unlikely for week 3, so we'll see if that extends a little bit more. JJ McCarthy out for 2 to 4 weeks, so in the Superflex League, this matters, you know?
Yeah, let's try to keep the league healthy, NFL, like there's a lot of really good athletes out there right now. I feel like the NFL is as exciting as it's ever been. I think there's a lot of healthy competition. And how about this? Ready? Who's your Super Bowl winner as of week two?
You know, a lot of people were hyping up the Packers in the offseason, and I never really truly kind of like saw it. I think for me, it's the whole Jordan Love thing, and then like they don't really have a wide receiver one. So that's kind of like where my mental block is for that
Yeah,
entire team. But the Packers, they look good.
you friggin' nailed it with Kraft, by the way.
Oh hell, I love
He's a
Kraft.
stud.
He is a
He's a
yak
stud.
monster. He's a yak monster, man. He is
He's a stud.
easily cementing himself into that top end. And I've Kraft like literally everywhere, so I
Yeah,
bought in, and
yeah, that's great.
I'm excited about it. But
Yeah, I always was fond of him, but just never really had an opportunity to buy. I mean, he's a good guy to take your shot on. You took your shot on him, and it's paying off. So are you saying Green Bay then?
yeah, like I feel like that makes the most sense right now, honestly.
I mean, based off of the first 2 weeks, I would say it makes perfect sense. I preseason, I said like surprise pick. I want to see Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl just because of all the explosive offensive weapons that they ended up with. Excuse me. But right now I'm just like, wow, it's so Josh Allen's turn.
Really? Uh,
I
obviously,
really looked at them in the Ravens game and I said, man, he's never gonna get it. And then this guy just freaking,
did
oh
you
my
watch the game?
gosh.
Yeah, I went to bed at halftime, and then I woke
Me
up.
and
I was
Patrick were shoulder to shoulder, placing bets, like
like,
bumping each other. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Pat
um,
won like 200 something bucks. They were killing it.
that's insane. I will say, if the Chargers stomp out the Raiders today, like tonight, I'm very high on this Chargers team, to be honest. I
Oh
love,
yeah, that
I,
they look great.
I love Jim Harbaugh.
Absolutely.
Justin Herbert has never been bad, but now he's starting to
Never.
get a competent like coach that could actually
Yeah.
a running game. Omari and Hampton,
Yep.
and like Najee Harris is literally a good running back. Like having that one pick
Yeah.
is amazing, and like Keenan Allen, um, uh, Lad McConkey. Who is their third wide receiver?
Great, great receiver. Oh,
It's like
QJ. Stud.
QJ. QJ.
Stud. He's the
It's
number one.
it's we did not mention QJ with this past hour, but that's funny. But I think it's gonna be cool. I'm feeling a Chargers
Those
versus
are three really good teams. I
yeah,
really like those three.
yeah. It'd be cool if the Jets would be good, but that's never gonna happen. So
It's all
hopefully,
right.
if we're still doing this in 5 years, I could just be like, oh yeah, the Jets are here. Woo.
Or it'll be like it's always been, and they won't be here.
All right. But that is all we have for today, boys. So you know where to find us, and we'll be back in 2 weeks, baby. Have a
Two
good
weeks.
rest of your time. Bye bye.